Service design is integral to how people lead their lives. So the Department of Internal Affairs is the admin branch of government. It's where you begin your story as a citizen, and it's where you end your story as a citizen. And in between there is where you come to get all your services, or at least through that part, and you interact in various different parts of government agencies. But at the moment it's very disjointed and people are having bad experiences, and AI can actually smooth some of that out, so we can actually automate some of the things that are being done really badly behind the scenes. And sometimes things take a really long time because there's just lots of people doing a job that they shouldn't be doing. They should be doing what people do with using their amazing cognitive abilities, and stop doing that, because all that does is have a terrible impact on the people who are coming to you for a service. And it could be something as simple as a digital signature, or having an AI say, this is this person, I hold that person's identity, and I've had consent to say allow them access. And that's all it takes. But until we build up that and build up identity and have a strategy for how we're going to do that, ignoring it's not going to make it go away. So yes, New Zealand is unique in a way because it's a bicultural nation. It has the Treaty of Waitangi. There are equal but differing rights on how people want to be treated, and Māori culture is very much around family, and that is a different possible cultural outlook than the one person, one identity model that we have in a very Western capacity. How do we get AI to deal with that? You know, how does it cope with, oh, I haven't got one-on-one, it's like I have to, with a distributed network of how I deal with someone's identity. So how do we do that? That's a really interesting question without doing a disservice to our cultural population. What we want to do in terms of how we can collaborate with the Europeans' perspective is definitely looking at how GDPR affects us here in terms of privacy. Privacy is something that we care deeply about within New Zealand, and that data sovereignty especially is very important in terms of how we deal with our cultural outlook.
GDPR is an interesting one, looking at things from a financial services perspective. Regulation around the world, particularly in the US, is tight and not geared for AI, and I think that that's a common theme. I think that the Hong Kong Monetary Authority has done some interesting work, and I think the sooner we can take our regulators with us and not keep each other separate, speaking as someone in industry, the better. I think New Zealand banks are reasonably well prepared. I think that we have to be. I think that we're down in the bottom of the world and we spectate a lot. The top. So I think that awareness of data is high. We've got a reasonable hand on open banking and APIs, but then it becomes a question of execution. I think the AI conversation is immense, and I think that people are not equipped to have it as a general rule, right? I think that they find it intimidating, and a human instinct is to walk away from what's scary. I think it's deeply important that we understand where AI fits in our lives, that we treat it as a tool, and that we, most importantly, shape it in a way that's productive for humans.